learned to an election. Live in the hills, but I still get a spread. Started with a little, but I still reinvest it. Fear how I feel, then you feel like a blessing. I just want the lesson, I just want protection. I'm up and I'm down, but they sound like progression. Farmer never plans if he waits for perfection. Finger to the down, hold it down, we gon' get it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got your watch list coming in October 2nd, 2020, and the stock market is going to start moving for earnings. Today was the first day of October, but it was pretty uneventful. It was kind of wild. We had this gap up. We had a very bad close yesterday, but then we gapped up. It looked like it was really aggressive in the morning, and then it immediately sold off, put us in the range. We did absolutely nothing up until there was some stimulus talks. Then they said they were going to vote for it, but the market is reacting to stimulus. You're getting weird movements all across the board. With earnings right around the corner, we need to talk about this. So we do have the jobs report tomorrow. We did have some economic data today. However, how we set up for the remainder or how we play out October is going to be very important. So we have a lot to talk about. I have the plays. I have the keys. Everything we're looking at tomorrow, it is going to be a Froggy Friday. I think if we see what I'm expecting, it could create a pretty decent opportunity. And again, we've been watching some asset classes, so I hope you're ready. But let us not delay. You guys know what you need to do. Drop your thumbs up on the video. Make sure you're subscribed. And if you don't know, we are live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. It's the first link in the description, and it is pinned in the comments. We better see you there in the morning. It's free 99. It costs you nothing to join. YouTube.com/TheStockMarket. You can post the plays, see the plays, watch the watch list come to life. And yes, if you want to learn about squatting and mattresses, we are the place to be, as well as the fastest news in the world. And you guys could have watched me cancel 100 RKT weeklies at 23.50. Wow. And the most important thing you need to do, post a watch list below. Let us know what you're looking at. Got any plays, comments, remixes, anything, post them below and source that info. Shout out to Chad, baby. So right off the bat, first thing is the market was moving a little bit on stimulus. However, it is slowly starting to price in this game of political chicken. We talked about this today, how everything is working. Literally, the market even went down on them saying they were going to vote, because the day before, even throughout today, they were saying they were far apart. Remember, that's what caused this huge move. But now they said they're going to vote. Why would the market kind of drop, pop, even end up right where that news dropped? It's because the market is pricing in this game of chicken, and they don't really know what's going to happen. What's the point of taking a vote for the stimulus if it's not going to approve? Now, remind me about this on stream. We will talk about some of the economic data associated with this. This brings up a few points, but the stimulus and political chicken is going to be very, very important. Nonetheless, though, we are still going to start pricing earnings. So what I'm saying is, like, all across the board today, it was a really mixed bag. The Dow was barely up, but then it had Boeing carrying. The S&P was 0.5%, and NASDAQ was up 1.5%. When we did go red on the markets, the S&P and Dow were the only ones to go red, and then the NASDAQ stayed green. So what I'm trying to say here is that the market is looking and reacting to the stimulus, but I think it's slowly going to price that in, because it could still take a few months. But now I think the NASDAQ itself is going to be the one that's going to start pricing in earnings. So it pretty much seems like the market is going to react to stimulus. It will react to stimulus until it doesn't, pretty much. And that's where earnings is going to kind of take focus. Now, we will see there is some other stuff. We will hear from the banks. We have to watch the asset classes and see what happens. But if we come to TLT, the dollar, everything else we've been looking at and talking about, you kind of saw it do what it did yesterday, where it dropped and then kind of went up. But bonds are actually starting to move. Even the dollar itself got a little bit weaker, so that is kind of positive here for the market. So that's what I'm looking at, because it seems like we're responding to stimulus. However, if we turn the corner and then next week there's a few earnings and people start preparing for earnings, or even if a little positive news, we might see it get priced in. But again, I'm even specifically focused on the NASDAQ. So we'll talk about that when we get into plays. But then even if you guys remember some of these older plays that we have, you guys remember I grabbed those leaps, those Apple leap calls. Those shot up a pretty decent amount today. So did the Microsofts. Even those Spotify contracts, if you guys remember them, they all went crazy today on the leaps. it's like the markets, it liked some of that bullishness today, but like I'm saying, some of those factors, some things are changing. So now I'm going to keep my eye on that. I want to see how it plays. We'll talk about it when we get into the plays, but that is going to be one important factor. And then finally, tomorrow, you're going to get the non-farm payrolls. There was data today. It was kind of bad. It could have been better. However, the market really didn't react to it. They only react to stimulus. So we'll see what happens. The politics is going to be important, but then we need to see how the whole earnings situation and all of that comes into fruition. But it's going to be simple tomorrow if we do get bullishness. Remember Friday, and if the market does focus more on earnings and less on the politics, it is going to be a crazy day, and there is going to be a Froggy Friday opportunity. But that is pretty much it. So let us get into the plays. So right off the bat, first thing is BA credit spread. I don't really have too many plays I'm going to be looking at tomorrow. I have that old BA credit spread, and I've been watching it. So maybe for a credit spread lesson, I want to look to average down on it because it just keeps staying above break even. It's going crazy in the mornings, but I want to see what we're going to do. Again, it's till next week, so we'll watch it. But we talked about Boeing last week. I think this could still be a pretty good opportunity. I want to see how some of this Boeing stuff still continues to play out. So that's going to be one of the first things I'm watching for. However, I will be looking for earnings leap. So it may be a little too early, and a little bit more downside volatility will create the best opportunity for earnings, because you guys we saw this happen last earnings. There was that pre-earnings run up, and then some of the companies went crazy, and then all of a sudden, until we had the big dogs, there was like a little 2-week cuckening in between. So earnings setups could be good. However, a little more volatility will give us the best entry, but the farmer never plants if he waits for perfection. So I'm going to be watching earnings leaps. If you guys have any, we'll see all sorts of companies, but I will be focusing kind of more on the tech ones or the companies that could surprise. And we already have some of those older ones, so I'll see how that plays out. But watch them, watch DraftKings. They went up again today. I was looking at leaps. I might even just sell puts again that I want to buy. I talked about this yesterday. Probably should have done it, but I even think tomorrow it's going to be a Friday, so I think this is going to be a Froggy Friday play. Them, Snapchat, and Starbucks. These are my 3 frog picks, so these are ones I might want to trade dailies on, especially DraftKings. If not, I'm going to sell premium on that for sure. I already have an old play on Snapchat, and I don't think I have anything on Starbucks. And Starbucks had news today, and there could be some other factors that could make it good. So I'm going to watch them. I like them pretty decently, but they all kind of have their unique little factors there, but especially DraftKings and Snapchat, I think kind of how they're moving, where they are, they've had premium. So this Friday will be interesting, but we need to make sure the market supports us with it. So you need activity in the market. Otherwise, if it's a slow day, it's not going to really hit. So it's going to be kind of contradicting, because I have some of those, I still held those short SPY plays. So if I'm expecting, so that kind of even shows you I don't really have an expectation. I'm going to keep watch, and it doesn't really have to play out tomorrow. We may even see the earnings effect come next week. But as far as everything else, the goal is going to be taking profits on some of these plays. Hopefully, I will be able to get the remaining 200 from this. Again, this was that SPY credit spread that we did yesterday. I was down on it. I was down a lot. I was down a couple $100 on it this morning because of the gap up, but then you see again premium selling. So as long as SPY doesn't go up to 344 tomorrow, we should win. This one will be a really good one to watch on a Friday, so you could get an idea of credit spreads. But that's there. Still in the CRM, Qualcomm, Boeing, and Nike. And it kind of sucks because these are all till next week, but we've been holding these out. Those CRMs, I think I'm up a lot more on these. I think we're already up 50% on them. Just the spread is so wacky because CRM is just like that, but still holding those. You could see we kind of, if we even wanted to take the profits, we could take like $200 of profit here. If we get the full profit of 540 here, which I think it's, again, this is about 99% probability, but anything could happen in this environment. But that would be like $740. Then if we took the Qualcomm, it says we're down on it. We were up barely on it. Again, we could even hold that one till next week. We wouldn't have to take it. The Boeing, same exact thing, or we could average down, and then we take the Nike. See, it finally hit that 70% at close, and that's what we like here. But even if I got like $300 on there, if we closed out these plays, did the 50% or so strategy, we would do another $1,000 this week on premium selling alone. So a lot of even the account this week, it hasn't even been trades. We hit those other ones, but a lot of the premium selling, and now you guys see an event is going to be earning. So I would aim for the leaps. And if you guys remember back those plays I already showed you, a lot of you guys kept asking me why I bought these. It was that inflation thing, but we also knew earnings was around the corner. But now you're seeing in one day, Apple only moved 1%, but these contracts rocketed up. Those are the March 20th 160 calls. So you could see it doesn't even make sense with the stock because the stock was up only like 1%, but these are all starting to go up like 22% or more, depending on how close or far from the money. It's a pretty interesting phenomenon, but this looks like earnings is going to start setting up. But we really have to see it, and certain events could totally throw the market off from this. But it is an event. We're doing spreads and events. I think this earnings will be good. I will watch for the Grim Reaper. So again, when it comes to playing earnings now, we're pretty much going to sell spreads in the meantime, or use, some we might sell iron condors and stuff for earnings, but know when to use the spreads, know when to buy the options, know where there's going to be big movements with stocks. Earnings is one of them. So keep your eyes out for that. It's October. But as far as everything else, I'm going to be watching Boeing. I like NVIDIA, again, Microsoft, Apple, even Amazon, any of the FANG. Those are good. I did sell some of those Wells Fargos. I was holding these for the bank stress test stuff or that dividend decision. It kind of disappointed. It was up a little bit. I don't know if I could have got more, but I just wanted the cash, got my $400 back, sold it at like a 10% gain or something on there. Watch that. Arquite, you guys saw literally, I had an order this morning for 100 contracts at $23.50 at 15 cents. I think I could have got them at 20 cents, but the problem was there wasn't any confirmed news. So I said, no, but we got it pretty early there. It just went up. There wasn't any news. The only partnership news was Google News from like a month ago, or like September 22nd, or I think even earlier. So it was a really interesting move. I don't know why even till today, why it's even still up there. So watch that. Watch Starbucks. I like them. Watch Penn National Gaming. This one's catching my eye because it's not DraftKings, and I hope you guys realize, you can see it looks different. And I like the difference between the two because I think you might see a winner and loser, but I want to see how these play out. There is a lot of eyeballs on them. I want to see how that works out. Watch Crocs. There was a Justin Bieber tweet or Instagram post. People are speculating that he's going to be doing a partnership. So it went up. We talked about this. I didn't play it. I didn't think it was going to cause anything crazy. Again, kind of like Arquite or any of these, if people might go crazy. So I don't know, but those aren't ones that, those types of news I can't confirm. It doesn't really meet my line of logic there. We talked about it. But watch them, watch Pinterest. They started going up with Snap, and I kind of like it a lot. I think it was a Motley Fool pump they got, but they've been doing pretty good. And again, at the same time, Snapchat's been doing crazy. Pinterest kind of reflects them a little bit. Snapchat's kind of like a little bit worse, surprisingly. So we will see, but watch them. Again, DraftKings finally, and then watch the dollar. But really, TLT, keep an eye out to see if it does this. But if the bonds really start to break out, if this breaks out of that lower range, that is going to be very, very bullish, and that might even indicate the earnings run-up might start to happen. So keep your eyes peeled, spreads and events, be ready. But that is your watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you're hydrated, healthy, ready to go. Make sure you post your watch list. Make sure we see you there in the morning. I need the armor on. I need the helmet shining. I need you to realize it's only half of your life, baby. You got a lot more. The best is yet to come, baby. It's October. But the cold loves you. I love you. I'm going to see you in the morning. Let's go.